Moses supposes his toes are roses, but Moses supposes erroneously.
But Moses, he noses, his toes aren't roses, as Moses supposes his toes to be. Moses supposes his toes are roses, but Moses supposes erroneously. A Moses, a Mose, a rose, a toes is a toes.
Hey guys, it's Charlie here. Okay, so this is my third and final video for the night, which is my thoughts on a Return to Silent Hill and 28 years later, The Bone Temple. So those are the first two newer releases that I've seen of 2026, and also I'm going to do a quick review of another movie that I saw yesterday, which was a Regal special showing for the John Woo classic Hard Boiled. Okay, so let's go in order of what I saw, which is starting at Onyx, starting with Return to Silent Hill. Now, a little bit of a backstory. I am not much of a video game player. I know, strange, right? You would think I would be the kind of guy that would be really like super into video games, but I'm not. I get bored playing them. There's very few games that hold my interest. One of which was for sure Super Mario World for Super Nintendo. Also, Spider-Man Venom Maximum Carnage. So that gives you an idea of gamer-wise where I'm at. I'm very much still in that like Super Nintendo era. So Silent Hill, I knew of it, but I'm not like as dedicated to the game as others would have been, especially... Hey, Roxetta, how you doing? Especially with the idea that Return to Silent Hill is supposed to be based off of the second Silent Hill game. Or at least that's what the producers were saying, that it was supposed to be. That it's meant to be basically that second game of Silent Hill. But in reality, they took more liberties with this one, or at least that's the feel that I'm getting off of what some reviewers that I followed and podcasters have been complaining about with this movie, was that they took too many liberties instead of just cutting and pasting the game and being more closer to the game Silent Hill. I don't have that nostalgia for Silent Hill, Return to Silent Hill, because I never played the game, so I would have no clue what was different, what was changed, none of that. So I am specifically looking at Silent Hill from a movie standpoint, because I more or less like the Silent Hill movies. The first one for sure is the best, I feel. Like that's the one that most people kind of gravitate towards. Of the Silent Hill, I have a nostalgic love, I want to say, for Silent Hill Revelations. Silent Hill Revelations. I saw that one, I want to say 4 times when it came out in theaters in 3D. But bear in mind that when I saw it, I was just barely starting to work in a theater, so I was not paying theater price. I was getting free tickets to see the movie, and I was only working like part-time at that time at the theater. I wasn't full-time yet, so I would work like a 4-hour shift, and then, hey, I'm off work, and there's a movie that's going to start right now. I got enough time. Or I can, like, go get some food made at concession, and then I can go see Silent Hill Revelations again. Or I can go see Skyfall. Or I can go see The Avengers. Yeah, Avengers. Yeah, this was back in 2012. So Avengers, Skyfall, Silent Hill Revelations. These were movies that I saw multiple times because I liked them very much. They really got me at that time. So it just worked out that I saw all these different movies more than once, and I wasn't paying astronomical theater price. I'm not working at the theater anymore, but I still kind of get the same feel because I use the Regal app, so my tickets whenever I see a movie are only 50 cents. Because I pay monthly for the app on that. So yeah, Silent Hill Revelations, I was okay with it. I'm nostalgic for it because I love the music. The music was really good. And it's the same music that's brought over for this one because the same musician is the one that did the music for the Silent Hill games. So, yeah. I know a lot of people didn't like Silent Hill Revelations. I'm nostalgic for it. I like it for what it was. I like the 3D more, or what I remember of the 3D more than watching it now, because the 3D is just lost and it's just standard now. So, yeah. So, like I said, as a movie, A Return to Silent Hill was okay. I would say it was mid. So I would give it like a 3 out of 5, mid. Not a terrible movie, not a great movie, but just okay. It was just okay. I was fine with it for what it was. It could have been a lot worse. Like, if I had to equate the Silent Hill movies to any other franchise, I'd say they're kind of like the Hellraiser of horror films, where you either love them or you hate them. There's always a lot of gore to these movies, kind of, because what you're getting is something that's more psychological, not like a jump scary supernatural movie. In case you can't tell, I really am not a huge fan of jump scare movies because they're predictable. They're very surface level. They don't stick with you for very long. But what I like about the Silent Hill movies, for me at least, is they make you question if what you're seeing is the real reality. Like, is this really, really happening? Or is this the reality of the Silent Hill? In the context of what Silent Hill is it's basically this town that basically underwent like a nuclear attack, basically. It suffered like nuclear winter, essentially, and got basically built over to what we perceive in the world to be the real world. But Silent Hill is underneath, basically. That's the idea of Silent Hill that I really, really have connected with and really enjoy. Is that question of, is this real or is this just part of that darker reality where nightmares basically come out and play? So yeah, 3 out of 5 for me. Not a terrible movie. It was good for what it was. I didn't mind that they basically said that it was supposed to be like a cut and paste of the video game, but they took a lot of liberties. It is what it is sometimes, but I don't know if that was a studio choice, if that was a director choice, but yeah. It was good for what it was. 3 out of 5. That's the thing with January releases. They're like a dumping ground sometimes, where a studio either doesn't know what to do or where to place this one. They don't know if they should put it in the summer. They don't know if it's like a winter release. It's just kind of there because they have nowhere else to put it, and that's what Silent Hill unfortunately was. And I also feel that maybe the studio itself either didn't have a whole lot of faith in it, and that's why there wasn't it wasn't a wider release. It just kind of was released to a limited amount of theaters. Or it could be the adverse effect. Instead of the studio not believing in it, maybe they thought if they limit the number of showings, it'll make more people like seek out this movie and want to go see it, and in its essence, bump up their numbers. Just bump up their numbers that way. And I guess it can go either way on that one. But yeah, 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. I'm confident with saying 3 out of 5 on that one. Okay, so the next movie, John Woo's Hard Boiled. I don't just love American movies. Let me start with saying that. I mean, I like Italian giallos also. I also like... Come over here real quick. Like right over here, these are some movies that I really enjoy. Like these are Italian giallos right here. That's Mario Bava collection right there. That Shout Factory released last year, and I'm really grateful to have that. Right over here, what you have is Blaxploitation, another release from the company Shout Factory right there. I love those. Like that's like your Pam Greer's right there, Isaac Hayes. Some really, really great movies in those collections. But that's my taste. Like, I love Italian giallo. I love blaxploitation. I like cinema. I love Chinese action movies, kung fu movies. I really liked Hard Boiled. Now, Asian cinema, that is a type of movies that I haven't really explored too many of them. So Hard Boiled was kind of new to me. I just knew that it was directed by John Woo, who is a director that I have enjoyed because I really liked his movie Face Off that came out in 1997, and that had John Travolta and Nicolas Cage basically playing each other. It's a really great movie from 1997. If you haven't seen that one, that was an American release, and I really enjoyed that one a whole lot at the time. And this one also had Hard Boiled also had Chow Yun-fat. Chow Yun-fat was basically your detective who's out there in China trying to break up a gun smuggling ring. Basically, what this one is they are smuggling guns from a hospital, basically. Like, they have a hospital as a facade, and underneath the hospital, they are gun trafficking. But you also have this undercover detective in this movie who is trying to break up the gun smuggling ring undercover. But nobody knows who this guy is. He basically has almost no identity. And he's just as fast and just as strong as Chow Yun-fat, basically. And I really enjoyed that aspect of this movie. And like I said, I haven't really... Like, yesterday was essentially the first time I got to see it the right way on the big screen. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that Regal has been bringing back these cinema classics, basically, for like one-day only showings. And that's a great thing that Regal does, because it gives people that love watching classic movies that you don't hear too much about the chance to be able to see them the way they're meant to be seen on the big screen, number one. Number two, it draws people back to the cinemas, which I feel it's a dying art, especially with this whole Netflix merger idea if it fully goes through. There's still so many steps and so many stuff that needs to happen before that actually becomes law and all your movies wind up just being dumped on a streaming service instead of going into theaters, essentially. And the theaters just go the way of Blockbuster. Sadly, that's really the reality of what the Netflix merger is you're no longer in control of what you watch. It's just going to be dumped on a streaming service and they decide what you watch. And I feel that I don't ever want that to be a reality where I'm only able to watch what somebody else decides I can watch, because it feels like control. Like you're just trying to control what people see, and that's not how I want to see my movies. I want to be able to physically own it. I want to hold it. I want to watch it when I want to watch it, not when a streaming service decides it's okay for me to watch it. But yeah, so that was Hard Boiled. That was a straight up like 4.5 out of 5 for me. That was a really good movie. So I really enjoyed that one. Okay, and last but not least, we have 28 years later, The Bone Temple. That was a good movie. I like that. Though the two previous 28 year later movies, so the one that came out last year and this one, were filmed in succession, just broken up, basically. Released within a couple months of each other, essentially. I liked it. I liked Bone Temple. I feel it didn't have that sense of beauty that the first movie did for me, because in this one, it's basically a continuation of Spike, the hero from the first movie's story. It's just basically his mid storyline, basically, where he's now with this group that saved him, who are essentially devil worshippers. They're devil worshippers, and this is basically his journey of, I thought I was safe, but no, there are zombies, and, well, not really zombies, there are infected individual, and there's also this other danger of these people they were my saviors, but they are not what I want to be. Like, I thought I was safe with them, but this is not for me. I need to find a way back to the safety. And that's what his whole journey is in this one, is his journey from getting out of the illusion of safety and getting back to being safe again and surviving in this world. And it didn't have that sense of beauty, but it was a nice continuation of it. And I like that this one wrapped it up nicely, which I'm going to have to do like within the next minute here. I'm going to have to wrap this up because 20 minutes seems to be like the most now that my Instagram and Facebook will do because of the algorithm. So, okay. But yeah, I like that this one finally wrapped up this current trilogy of 28 years later movies with the previous movies that came out. So 28 days later and 28 weeks later. So, yes. I don't want to reveal too much about it, but this is finally like that crossing place between that world and this world now, and why these two worlds feel so different. You get that answer. You get that answer with this one, and I'm happy with that. So yeah, that is a 4 out of 5 for me. So yeah, 4 out of 5 for 28 years later, The Bone Temple for me, and then Silent Hill, Return of Silent Hill, 3 out of 5. And then 4.5 out of 5 for hard boils. Okay. Talk to you guys later. Peace.